What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again, big shout out to my Darky Martin Skirts for coming through and boosting up the coin. Bah! So, Ricky Hatton, aka Manchester's finest pucker gear. That's nuts, man. He was off the gear, not in my opinion. And not a lot of the time it's speculation. We talk about Callum Snifferland. Was he in rehab? Where's he been? I don't even think he was at the fight of the weekend. He was tweeting, right? So obviously they've given him his phone back for the night or for the daytime. Took it off him at night, so he can't check no links. He can't score no gear. But anyway, that's enough about Callum Snifferland. He was absent, to be fair to myself. You can speculate how you want to speculate. Anyway, let's get to it then. Okay, Ricky Hatton. What was Ricky Hatton's name? The Hitman. Yeah? Ricky the Sniffman Hatton is coming back. You see this article here. Ricky Hatton coming out of boxing retirement aged 47 for December fight against Isa Alda in Dubai. So he getting some of them good money laundering coins, allegedly. That's what he getting. Yeah? Ricky Hatton is scheduled to make a return to professional boxing in Dubai on December 2nd. The former world champion turns 47 in October and has not fought professionally since 2012. Former world champion Ricky Hatton says, okay, how many times? Why do they repeat things like 10 times in a row? It's like, we heard the title, man. Let's crack on with it. Just beefing out the article. It winds me up. 3 times in a row, back to back. Oh, my name's Mohamed Aymar and I do the writing. I'm a top writer at Sky Sports. Come on, man. They just repeat it, look. How many more? Look. Telling us all the details again and again and again. Oh, AB, that's my... Yeah, come on. Anyway, Hatton last fought in 2012. Yeah, okay, wicked. What else you got to tell me? The former welterweight and light welterweight world champion joined a live stream on Sunday, confirming the fight, during which he revealed an eye injury had stopped him from attending the event in person. Okay, alright. You can believe how much of that. Come on, man. I think you might allegedly be still on the gear, Ricky. They tell you that in 12 steps. You got to tell yourself. You got to tell your truth. You got to tell yourself the truth, Ricky, man. Oh yeah, I couldn't fly in. Come on, my bro, man. You ain't got to lie to us. We saw the tapes from the Sun, and I think your friend did you wrong. Yeah, his friend got him on camera in some moody travel lodge in the back house of nowhere, caning the Chang, and then she comes out afterwards saying, "Oh no." I knew he needed to get help. Maybe the public pressure would kind of out you. Kell Brook, look at him. Another top fiend. He only really got straightened out apparently once he got caught. So listen, but I don't think a friend's job is to out them publicly. Probably better to tell their families. Did his family know? Or was she that? Was it one of their type of things? Oh yeah, come on, what's her name? Hannah. Come on, Anna. Let's get on it tonight. It might have been that. But she should have told his family first, probably. Anyway, that's history now. Hatton's put a statement out there saying it's just one of them freakish things I caught. What? Explaining why he's not at the press conference or whatever. I wish I was there, but I had a little bad injury on my eye. The main thing is this fight will take place and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just one of them freakish things. I caught one of my sunglasses in my eye. I'm not gonna lie, man. It sounds sketchy to me. Normally, yeah. The truth is pretty simple. Yeah, the truth would be for Ricky, hey man. The Kinahan parcel just landed, and I'm I'm neck deep in it right now, so I couldn't come. That's the truth, short and simple. Yeah. All this explaining. Oh, a little bad injury. Oh yeah, I got a little bad injury. That don't make no sense either, man. You got some pucker gear that just came in, man. Don't play with me. You can do that with these other clowns. Yeah? You can. Oh yeah, Sky Sports, man. I got a little bad eye injury. Yeah, I just conked. I conked my sunglass into my eye and I couldn't. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know better than that with me. Yeah, you know better than that with me. Just tell the truth, Ricky, man. We can all empathise with your position. Yeah? Come on. Be honest. Look at this guy over-explaining. It's just one of them freakish things. I caught one of my sunglasses in my eyes. One of my sunglasses. I caught my son. See what I mean? The language for me don't make sense. This isn't a legit excuse. I caught one of my sunglasses in my eyes, and I'm very fortunate. It's not done any permanent damage. It's just scraped the surface. So fingers crossed, we're good to go, man. That's a crazy. This reminds me of when you know, if you, I don't know, if you're booked in for a shift at work and you ain't made it for some reason, or better yet, this reminds me of you was absolutely caning the bits at the weekend. Monday morning rolls around and you're thinking, okay, now, oh yeah, mate, I swear down, I'm sorry, master boss, my sunglasses was, I got a little big injury in my eye and it was the sunglasses, and one of my sunglasses did this and it could have been worse. That was nuts. I don't care what no one says. I've been making excuses. This sounds like I don't know what this was, but anyway, it's one of them freakish things. I caught one of my sunglasses in my eyes, and I'm very fortunate it's not done any permanent damage. I can't come in, boss, man. You're pretty fortunate though, boss, because it could have been worse. That's crazy. Anyway, let's go on. What else they got here? The announcement of Hatton's return. Okay, let's talk about Pacquiao now. All right. Now Ricky's put another statement out. The gear's worn off. Right, he's probably come down now. It's midweek. He's thinking, I'll tell the truth now. No, he's not telling the truth, but he's actually giving us an explanation of why the fight's happening. He says the following. Okay, explaining his decision to make a comeback, Hatton wrote on social media, just a quick statement at how excited I am to be putting on the gloves again on December 2nd in Dubai. I always said after my exhibition a couple of years ago against Marco, if any other opportunity came up, I'd always look at it and weigh up the pros and cons. I have done, and this is a good, sensible fight for me. I'm 47 years old, not unlike my opponent. I'm not 58 years old. Now, on that last part there, scientists may disagree. We've covered this topic in quite depth on this channel. Yeah, Mike Tyson, he was 68 in Chang years. But I don't get why people don't do this. Your age isn't just your age. They say age is just a number, and that might be true for most men. But when you've spent, Ricky Hatton had a lot of money coming in. That's when it's dangerous. I mean, then again, you can be broke and cane the gear too. But how many steaks can you rob from Tesco's really per day? Right? What could you get? Maybe £100 if you was out there grafting. I'm talking about the nitties, right? How much can they really graft a day? Maybe £100. Well, Ricky had a couple million hanging around. So that shows you the degree to which he can consume top premium alleged Kinahan imports. Alright? So don't tell me you're 47, my bro. Yeah? Your nose ain't... Come on, man. Yeah? Your nose is no part near 47. You got a nose of a 75-year-old, honestly. And that all diffuses. It don't stay in your nose. It diffuses and rots everything else away as well. You saw that chick. What's her name? The one with the nose falling off and that. Come on, man. I'm not saying Ricky was caning it like she was. I'm not saying that, allegedly. Yeah? But come on, man. You 58 at least. That's at the bottom end of the range. 50, I'd say. So you are 58. Yeah? In Chang up the nose years. Chang up the nose years, you're pushing 60, bro. Honestly. We just saw Mike in there. Right? That's what we just saw. And I think you're going to be something similar to Mike, how bad Mike looked. And Mike's actually... I think Mike was probably a genetic freak as well. So he had them old school cotton picking silverback genes in him. I don't think Ricky's got them so much. Right? If you look at Mike Tyson's body... before that fight, you wouldn't necessarily think he was 60 years old. Ricky, you look at his body at 47, he looks 60 now. Honestly, he looks 60, man. Yeah? Anyway, Ricky Hatton goes on. I'm not going into world level or straight into a world title fight. I'm not going into world... You're joking? Is he making a comeback here? I'm not going straight into a world, bro. You're never going into nowhere. What are you going to do? Come on. What are you going to fight at 160? 168? Who's at 160? It wouldn't matter who's there. You just... This Turkey money, I know Turkey's a Saudi. But still, it seems like that's luring all these men back to build up. I don't think we need to see this though. If Mike couldn't do it, right? Mike was the most prolific. He's documented. If Mike, who's a genetic phenom, etc., etc., if he couldn't pull it off against fake Paul, Ricky Hatton's not pulling it off. Fake Paul's no good as well, may I add. He's useless. He wouldn't beat a top 10, for sure, unless it was rigged, which it might be. In fact, it most likely would be, allegedly, rigged. Not my opinion. That's what most people think though. Yeah? Ricky Hatton goes on. I know I'm no longer at world levels these days, but I have the good sense to know what fights are good for me and what fights are beyond me. There was some actually quite wholesome quotes somewhere. No matter how old we get in life, we still have goals, ambitions, targets to set yourself. We still have to have a reason to get up in the morning. Nobody more than me for my mindset and my mental health. There's a very good reason to give me focus and keep me healthy, not the opposite. And I think, all jokes aside about the Chang, I don't know how much Chang he is or isn't doing, or how much El Chapitos he has or hasn't done. So putting that to one side, this is, you can't be idle. Yeah, there's a biblical saying, the devil makes work of idle hands. And I can seriously empathise with that myself. What am I trying to say here? Yeah, you can, this dream of being retired, I'm not sure many people are truly fulfilled just scrolling Instagram all day. Even if you had the money, you've got to be doing something. I know a geezer at work, he retired early, and he's doing loads of other things. Just because you can't, what you can do, sounds good. Oh, you're going to sit on a beach somewhere, okay. You might do that for a month or two. Unless your name's Tyson Fury, probably be 6 months. But even him, to be fair to him, he's going for a run. You can't just be idle. You cannot. So, I don't think it's a bad idea. The opponents are stiff. I guess the argument is, you could go to the gym every day though, couldn't you? Do you need to go? I never really got this with a professional mindset. They say, oh, I need to have a fight booked. I train. I haven't fought once, but I enjoy the training. Right? Just train at this age, 50. Yeah? Plus. 58. Not 50, man. Not 50, Martin. No. We told you before, man. Yeah? If you study the epithelial cells of his nose, come on, my bro. You pushing 70, bro, right now. Yeah? They crying out for anything. They're crying out for oxygen, is what I've heard. Ricky Hatton's nose is, because it don't get much. It's all clogged up. Gasping for oxygen. Anyway, again, on a serious note, the guy's going to be a plumber, right? He's 50 himself. So, and I think once you get to 50, you can't punch anymore, for sure. I saw it. Maybe they was 58 though. I saw some old timers. Who was it? Was it Hasim Rahman Senior? Maybe not. No, that was wrong. It was something like, it was in that era though. They had a fight. In fact, even James Toney. How old's he? 58. He had a fight with someone a few years ago, and he's slow as molasses. So there's quite a little bit of, well, I guess it's all somewhat relative. Neither man in this situation can punch, for sure. At the same time, though, your bones are going to be soft. Yeah? Fraser Clark's listening right now. Fraser Clark's like, what? Soft bones? That's crazy. You man are sick right now. You man are sick with it, man. Who's got soft bones like me? That's nuts. But nah, what was I saying? We were talking about, yeah, your bones get soft. Especially with the Chang as well. There's enough Chang fiends, yeah. The nose is falling. Osteoporosis is linked with copious amounts of amid I am pure Pablo Escobar consumption. Documented. Your bones get weak. No doubt the wiring goes a bit mad as well. But yeah, he's not fighting Jake Paul. If Mike Tyson can be okay fighting fake the cake Paul, this will be alright. I don't necessarily think it's needed though. Again, I think about my own self. Train and then have a move around with someone. It's not going to give you the buzz like a real fight necessarily would, but you're getting the spiritual / physical fulfillment, right? But you won't get the Bunsen burner, and that is probably what's happening here. Yeah, some Dubai daddy has flew him out, and he's looking at a couple $100,000, I'd assume, maybe even more, depending on what services he may or may not have allegedly rendered to said zesty Dubai executive, right? A couple $100 grand. I mean, what would I do at 50? I mean, a couple $100 grand's hard to say no to, innit? No matter how loaded, well, unless you're Elon Musk or something, a couple $100 grand's a couple $100 grand. To have a move around with another old man. He's not old. It's Ricky Hatton, 48. I just thought about that. It just hit me now. He looks 58. I got friends who are 45, 47. He looks well old, honestly. He looks 58. He don't look 47. 47, these times, you can be a young 47-year-old. Ricky looks like the old era 47. Your granddad's era 47. Haggard, man. He does. That liquor, that Kinahan, food, the whole lot. So, yeah, I mean, he's at least 60 in reality. You wouldn't look at Ricky and say he looked old. Then again, Ricky was 30 here and he looks old. It goes on. No matter how old we get in life, okay, I read that already. Where are we? Why did Mike Tyson fight again? Because he's paid. That's why. He wanted to get paid. He sold his booty hole to fake the cake pool. Why is Manny Pacquiao fighting again? And this is interesting here. Pacquiao and, scarily enough, Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton are the same age. The difference is, though, I've heard Pacquiao's a gambling fiend. Was he on the Chang as well? He might have been on the Chang. It's hard to be in Las Vegas that many times and not have had a dabble. But I heard his poison was gambling. He couldn't help himself on the table. The gambling bug got him, man. That's what I've heard Pacquiao's problem was. And otherwise, he's quite fit. He punched up Keith Thurman. Thurman. He punched him up at 42. That's only 4 or 5 years ago, right? Punched him up. And Thurman was undefeated at that point. Ricky Hatton was never punching up Keith Thurman at 42, ever. Yeah? Pacquiao's been active and he hasn't let himself go. You never really see Pacquiao out of shape. You don't see him... So it's a different... I'd say Pacquiao looks like a traditional new age, young 46-year-old. Well, I don't think he's necessarily young, but you get the point. Hey, Ricky looks 60, man. If you saw Ricky... If Ricky was Joe Blow down the street, you'd think he was 60 years old, 58 or something like that. You wouldn't think he was 47. Anyway, it goes on. Why is Paulie Malignaggi fighting again? How old's Paulie? Paulie again. I don't think he's... Is he 40 yet? Malignaggi age. Paulie's a young... Paulie's definitely... If Paulie's 45, yeah. Great example. Paulie's 44. So you can put him in Ricky Hatton's era. 3 years younger than... Paulie looks... Again, Paulie's what I'd say is a new age 45-year-old. 45 is like the new 35. Or the old 35. Ricky looks like the old 47. I don't even think my granddaddy looked that bad. Yeah? So, you can't go based on looks, but look, listen, Mike looked the best. Mike looked 45 and he got punched up and he shot after death. But again, it's relative. If Ricky Hatton was coming back to fight a champion at 160 like Manny Pacquiao is, there'd be some worries there. But there'd be definitely, I'd be proper worried for him. But in this situation, it would probably be rigged anyway. They're not going to want to see Ricky Hatton fight this other plumber they've got in there. They're flying in. No one's heard of him. Their thing will be, we want Ricky to win. He goes on. We're fighters. It's what we do. The fight's still some way off, but still can't wait to get back in the ring, into training camp again. Train hard and feel good. Again, you can train hard and feel good, my bro. You don't need to get... This guy looks young. This is what I'm saying, though. They've taken a photo of Ricky here from 25 years ago, and this cat... This could go... Honestly, this could go left for Ricky. I don't want that for him. I'm not laughing about it, but this could go left. Look, he looks... Come on, man. He looks weathered. Yeah? And to be quite frank, if most of you, man, had consumed, had inhaled, not just the quantity, but the purity. Like I said the other day, most of you, man, you think you're doing bits, yeah? You think, yeah, I did three large, a Chang at the weekend, bosh. You didn't really, though. Honestly, if you got a 3-5 in, if you got an 8th, off the street or off you, I got this secret link and it's proper banging. I mean, in reality, you probably did about. If you got a 3.5, yeah, honestly, you ain't done no more than half a gram that weekend. Honestly, in these times. But Ricky, are you talking about Ricky and the Kinahan Connect? Parcel dropping, yeah, flown in exclusively. Those are different levels, yeah. That's the truth here. So I'm not even sure what I was just trying to crack a joke. To be fair, I can't remember how that was relevant at all. But still, you get the point, man. I'm trying to find a recent picture of him. Ricky Hatton, 2025. Are they going to show us? Yeah, I mean, just look. Just look at this here. He's got the... That's not even... Well, look, come on. You've got the neck rolls there. He doesn't look 47, does he? I'm sorry. He looks 57, honestly. He doesn't look 47. Look at Carl Froch, another good example. You look at Carl, you think, much like Paulie, solid 48-year-old. I can't believe... I thought Ricky was like Mike Tyson's era, honestly. Seriously. I thought that's what, in my mind, because of how they look, I thought he was from that ilk. He's not. He's actually from Pacquiao and Paulie and... What's his name? The other cat I just mentioned. Pacquiao, Paulie and Carl Froch. Scary. I think Andre Ward's about 43, 44. Let's have a look. Andre Ward, age. You never believe Ricky was that. I thought he was much older. Well, Floyd, another one. He's 48 or whatever. Andre Ward, age. Okay, he's not as old, 41. But look at Floyd, for example. Yeah. Shows off dramatic walk on. Oh, he's got the brass as well. Was it this? Let's ask the question here. Do you think it was the brass that convinced him? That's another possibility we have not considered at depth, which we may do right now for the masses. That's what we might have to do. Let's have a look. Do you think this succubus brass has got in his ear? Because Ricky, I don't know what Ricky did. I don't know his family setup, yeah. But let's speculate. I don't know at all. This is all alleged and not my opinion. And someone else believes this. Someone else told me this may be the case, allegedly. Is it possible? Yeah. And this is, we've seen Eggy. Look at Eggy, right? Eggy, 5-6 years ago, before he allegedly started hanging at the back of Sky Nicholson, right? He was quite meek, Jack the lad. Now he's trying to punch up Ben Shalong. The other day, who was he calling out? Yeah, I'll have a fight with you right now. Simon Jordan. He said, yeah, let's fight for charity kind of thing. So we've seen this phenomenon. We've observed this phenomenon in the past, right? So is it possible? Yeah. This thing here has been whispering in Ricky Hatton's ear, telling him, yeah, you still got it, Rick. Yeah, I'll be your manager, Rick. Yeah, put this up your nose, Rick. Because that's what they'll do. Yeah, this chick, when Ricky met this chick, she probably told him, yeah, I'm not into DURGS. I'm not into them. But once she got around him, yeah, and thought, yeah, this is the way I can manipulate and control him. She's like, yeah, bash, have some more, Rick. Yeah, I'll be your manager. And be your manager. A lot of women do that as well, even in the boxing game. A lot of women, a lot of husbands or wives of boxers, they do manage the finances. You see that one there? And she wasn't there when he came up initially, this thing here, allegedly. Right? That's not his wife. So she needs the coins coming in. She needs her percentages. Yeah? So she's put him to work. That's just more speculation. Who knows? Who knows? It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time a woman had a man doing a madness. That's what we know for a fact. Yeah? Okay. Is there any more quotes to talk about? I appreciate everyone's concerns, but please trust me, I feel great, and it'll be nothing but great for me. Okay. Yeah, I think he's going to look really bad. I think after watching this, you're going to think Mike Tyson was the second coming of Muhammad. I am Benjamin Button Tyson. That's what you'll think. He's going to look really bad, but his opponent probably sucks too. His opponent. In the state Ricky's in, though, I don't think it's necessarily about his opponent being no good. if he looks young, if he's a young 45-year-old, like I've watched James Toney fight, for example, when he's 60 or whatever. You put a young man in there with him. You saw Roy Jones at the end. I don't think Roy Jones was past 50 even. Roy Jones lived a pretty clean life, and he was getting knocked out by more or less randoms. Chin just gone. So the worrying thing is here, if he's in there with a 45-year-old who's coming to win, he may be paid off, the other guy. It may be, hopefully, to some extent, Ricky is, like, it is inevitable for Ricky to win. But if this young-looking dude comes in there, yeah, with some intention, and he might not be no good, but just with intention. Again, look at Roy Jones. He was fighting proper pros, though, but still. Roy Jones got hit with loads of grazing shots, and he's just out. And that was at 48. That wasn't a... Oh, you can say Ricky's 48. Ricky ain't 48, is he? Ricky's 58. In his last few fights, I do believe... Well, Mayweather can't punch. I think Pacquiao knocked him out. Well, Mayweather... Let's have a look, actually. I think Mayweather knocked him out first, actually. And that just shows he might have been all the weight draining. Was he consuming substance at the time? I think it was alleged he was. Before camp kind of thing, but that's no good. I'm sorry. Pacquiao, not okay. He stopped Paulie Malignaggi though. That's crazy. Fair play to him. He stopped Pauline. Mayweather knocked him out. Mayweather can't punch, for sure. Pauline, he knocked out Pauline. How good was Pauline, really? He couldn't punch, could he? You can't really box if you can't punch like that. No, but I'm not saying everyone can punch, but he definitely couldn't. He couldn't punch at all, man. Pacquiao sparked him, and then this Yaroslav Senko also plastered him as well. So the trend is, he went out really. These were ice cold as well. These were KOs. These weren't TKOs. He was flat out. Right. 15 years ago, he was flat out twice at the end. I've seen Roy Jones go through something similar. Never mind 15 years later. Roy couldn't string it back together again. So that, yeah, I'm airing caution. But he's his own man at the end of the day. And I don't think he'll get seriously hurt, but getting knocked out, I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? But who knows? How much are you getting paid is probably the better question. If it's $1 million, yeah, what can you do? How much has he got as well? There's so many questions here, so many unknowns. If I knew Ricky Hatton was still loaded, if I knew he hadn't transferred all of his wealth to Dan the Man Kinahan, then you'd say don't do this, bro. Just stay in the gym, keep it light, not massive headshots. Listen, it'll be what it'll be. The fight will stink most likely. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bye.